Welcome to Keisha and Company. I am your host, Keisha, and I am excited, y'all. If I could sing, I would blurt out a little tune right there, but I'm not going to do it. Listen, you guys, I have somebody in the studio today, and I'm excited because he actually does a little bit of what I do. He's a motivational speaker. He's a fitness trainer. He's a mentor. He's a podcaster, and that's only to name a few. His name is Jonathan Smith, you guys, and he's affectionately known as TeflonJohn.
Yeah.
What's up, Teflon?
Nothing much. Feeling good, feeling great.
Okay, so when I saw you on Facebook, because you do motivational, you actually bring people in, and you guys talk about inspiration. What are you actually talking about? Yeah,
well, basically, I'm just trying to motivate and inspire people, and what better way is to share their own story? You know
Absolutely.
What I mean? Because there's nothing that's more authentic than your own story.
Right.
You know what I mean? So part of it is just, showing somebody, and one of the goals is try to reduce the rate of suicide, because most people that are going through that decide to take their life, whether how they do it or take other people's life before they do it, they don't realize that someone's made it out the same thing that they're going through.
Absolutely.
So to see and a living witness, and that's why I always start with the end result. Like, hey, this person's a business man, or this person's a caterer, and then to rewind and show everything they've been through now. And I'm telling them, hey, look, if they can make it out, then so can you.
Absolutely. I love that. Now, you have your own fitness brand as well called Bulletproof Workouts. But today I want to definitely tackle what we were just discussing. But I do want you to come back. I want you to come back next Wednesday if you can, because I want to talk about the fitness thing and whatever.
It all ties in together. Your body, your mind, everything ties in together.
I want you to come back, tell us how to get our body right, and tell us what to do. But we'll tackle that another time. But I did want the people to know, everybody to know, that he's a fitness guru as well. So I want you to tell a little. You know what? I need to know, what is TeflonJohn? Where did that come from? What does that mean?
Well, TeflonJohn. It really came from me rapping. So it was rap.
Okay.
Yeah, Black Op, and I'm about to really get back into music and producing. But I was going through a lot, you know what I mean, like as a child. And Teflon kind of became the name once I found out they were like bulletproof vests.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, going through this and actually surviving. And one thing about a bulletproof vest, you can see that it's been shot, but it hasn't been phased, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's protecting what's underneath. So me being Teflon is really turning into, like, when I coach, my job is to protect the kids.
Wow.
When I motivate and inspire, I'm actually trying to protect people's minds and protect their hearts. So,
right.
It's
I
just,
love that.
Yeah, it's really just a pseudonym for protection, so to speak.
Yeah. I like that. You have people who have nicknames that mean nothing. Pookie, what is that?
Yeah.
I'm not listen, do you know a Pookie?
No.
Okay, all right, my bad.
I try not to.
You know what I mean?
No
Pookie and Ray and them, you be like, where that come from? But TeflonJohn.
Pookie got some stuff with him.
Exactly. I love that. That really does go with your brand. I love that. So I want to ask you something. So you do a lot of motivational speaking. Mm-hmm. What motivates you to do what you do?
What motivates me to do what I do is, it's times I thought about giving up and I didn't really have anybody to pour life into me in a certain way. You know what I mean? Going to church and being in church for the majority of my life, not everyone can relate to you, and not everyone can relate to your specific situation. So what I've learned to do is just listen to people. When I go to work, when I'm on Facebook, when I watch the news, listen to see what people are going through, because not everybody can reach everybody.
Wow.
And so I
like that.
So just to answer your question, like what motivates me to motivate other people is, I look at the lowest point of my life and how I felt. I don't want anybody to feel like that, whether it's cracking a joke, making them laugh, whether it's, provoking thought. And that's what I really like for you to do, is just walk away thinking like, man,
I can make it.
What he said is true. Like, if I change, if I do this, so yeah, I just love to see people just become better people over time.
Now I'm gonna ask you a hard question, and if you don't want to answer it, just look at me. Don't say nothing on the mic. Just look at me. What was a tough part in your life? What happened to make you get to where you are today, to where you wanted to reach out to other people to help them?
Well, it's a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I've dealt with suicidal thoughts. Going through the past, and when you're in a situation and you feel like there's no way out, You know what I mean? Especially with the flip side is being in church and having faith is part of, like, you know, having faith is like Helen Keller. Like, you know, she was a person of faith because she didn't have her eyes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so being in a dark situation, I couldn't see anything, but I'm have to believe on what's on the other side. You know what I mean? And at times it's hard, and we are human. We're in flesh and we bleed in that. And I was young enough, and I didn't really believe that we would make it out. And, you know, when my stepdad left my mother, I remember one of the hardest situations in my life was when we lost our house and we went to public housing, Birchwood. We had like the top mattress. Like when we first moved in, we just had one top mattress. And my mom told me to sleep on it while she slept on the floor in her room. And that was crushing, you know. And that's something that I've never really shared with people before, but it really crushed me. But I think she got better sleep that night than I did.
You did.
You know what I'm saying? Because she was always a woman of faith, always a woman of prayer. And I remember her praying and just saying, Lord, give him favor. You know how somebody prays so long, you kind of open up one of your eyes.
Yeah, right.
And she used to always say that, Lord, give him favor, give him favor. And I see what it's paying off. But, you know, without trial, there's no celebration.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like being a personal trainer, part of, you know, muscle growth is breaking muscle tissue down. And so I believe that, you know, just like the Bible says, I give thanks for everything. Because if it weren't for them things, I wouldn't have anything to really talk to you about.
Right. And just like when you're working out, when those muscles stretch, it's painful.
Yeah.
Growth is painful.
Yeah.
So when you were in that point in your life, when you were feeling like you wanted to commit suicide, what happened? What turned you around? Did you meet someone? Did you fall back in love with Christ? What happened?
Yeah, well, you know, God was always there. And it's funny, like, it's really when you serve God, it's really no fairy tale. You know, I think we as Christians sometimes do a bad job of selling God to someone, because we sell it to a non-believer as if once they come in, all your troubles
everything's
stop.
gonna be perfect.
And really, that's
lies.
That's when
okay.
You know, like if you love cake,
not true.
Anybody that loves cake knows right before they ate it, at some point that cake was in there 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
Absolutely.
So right before things get good, you know, the heat turns up.
Ooh, that's
and it was just crazy. Like right when I got into church, things just turned up.
Absolutely.
But I believe that was a building process for me.
Yes.
Like if anybody loves Floyd Mayweather trains 3 to 4 times per day for a fight.
Right.
So he's breaking down muscle. He's really pushing himself. So what I had to do is change my perception. It's all on how you look at it.
Absolutely.
So if you're a trainer, if you're a boxer getting trained, you know what I'm saying, to fight a heavyweight championship fight, and you're training 3 times a day, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. There's 2 ways to look at that. Is my trainer trying to kill me? Or is my trainer trying to build me up?
Yes.
So I had to look at that as, what is God trying to get out of my life? What is he trying to give me?
Right.
And God was giving me the tools that I would need years from that point.
Absolutely.
And that there will be more young men that I would end up coaching. You know, when I met my wife, she had 2 kids of her own. And now about me being mistreated by my stepfather and my dad not being there, what better way of, you know, training someone to be a father is to not give him one.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? To show him this is what it's like to be mistreated. This is what it's like to be neglected and pushed away. So now I know how they feel if I chose to do that. And I thank God for it, because, you know what I mean? Like as you grow older, you just have to thank God that like everything's training. You know what I'm saying? So, and then it's not about you. You know, everything I went through had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It had everything to do with me motivating, inspiring, and being there for other people.
Absolutely.
But hadn't God give me that story, I wouldn't have anything to give you.
Absolutely. It is definitely purpose. You know, you were not able to succeed, and even if you tried, you wouldn't have succeeded because you were born for a time just as this, right today, because he had already specifically placed people in your path for you to talk to, people that wanted to commit suicide or felt like they have been alone and didn't have anybody. So here comes TeflonJohn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And another side to that is, being a trainer, I went through a period of my life where I had a bulging disc. And through that, I found I had spinal stenosis, which is the narrowing of your spinal canal. And I couldn't walk from, like a year and a half, my wife having to help me put my pants on. And to make a long story short, I went through a self-awareness, deep depression. And what I found out was the reason I was so depressed and in a low spot is because I was mixing who I was with what I did. You feel me?
Yeah.
So then once I stopped training and couldn't work out, it's like, okay, who are you really?
Who are you?
You know what I mean? And so once I realized that's where the purpose started coming in, and I really started giving people. Let me tell you, I joined a support group on Facebook and other people that had the same issue, and I started motivating them. And I went to physical therapy, and and I did my first motivational video. I was in my backyard just doing a video, deleted it. You know how you do,
yeah,
and you redo
absolutely.
it. And it was called "It's Time to Go." A lady found that video. Make a long story short, and said, "Hey, thank you for that video because I found my son hanging from a tree."
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And your video really moved me, and that was something I wasn't going to do, and it reached Appomattox to Florida. So absolutely. God was showing me, like, this year I just committed. I'm a mailman for God. If the mailman got your check, you don't care if you like him or not.
That's right.
Or if you beefing with the UPS man, I want my package. Yeah. So rain, sleet, or snow, I'm going to deliver that mail for God.
Absolutely.
And it's going to get there. You know what I mean?
I absolutely love that. So during your time as a motivational speaker, or even before you got there, who was somebody that really inspired you to do what you're doing today?
See, I'm a tuber, so I call it going tubing. So
okay.
I'm on YouTube more than I am watching TV.
Right.
So I found like Eric Thomas, Les Brown, different motivational speakers, and it was crazy. It was almost an art. It was almost like just the gift of gab of finding certain words to really get your potential out. And it kind of reminded me of a coach. Like if all of us are here and Tony's having an issue on the football field, coach may have to deal with him different.
Absolutely.
And I just find that motivational speakers know how to strategically pull your potential out. You know what I mean? To get that potential to turn into kinetic energy.
Yeah.
And those guys just inspired me. Like, man, like I'm already training people.
Right.
Taking somebody who had, no want for life and lived a sedentary lifestyle, and they're dropping weight. And by my words, they're moving. And that's when I really got the fire. Like, you know what? I can do the same thing. I'm already doing it. Let me just set up the platform.
Right.
And I just began to really give up and just let God have his way and start.
Absolutely. So what does your vision look like today? Where do you want to go from today?
My vision is, I want to travel the world, motivating and inspiring people. I really want to travel and teach leaders. So I really want to go to, like jobs and companies and teach their leaders and supervisors. Wow. Because we live in a world today where we live in a leaderless society. And you see it a lot with kids and social media. But on a job, life is hard enough as it is. You shouldn't have to go to a job and report to someone who doesn't know how to treat, talk to people. Someone who doesn't have a lick of empathy, sympathy for employees. You know what I mean? And so, I want to do that. I want to get my own gym still. And, I just believe that everything that God has for me is on the other side of fear, And I just made up my mind when the new year hit, I'm going to do it whether I fail, but as long as I fall forward. When I play football, coach had something. He said, look, as long as you get tackled, fall forward, I'll take 1 yard versus minus.
Right. The thing is that you have a promise, right? Mm-hmm. You have a promise. So what you want, it will. The blessings, the promises are what? Yay and amen. Yeah. You're going to get it. Whatever God has for you, you're going to get it. Now, does that mean that it's going to happen right away? Mm-hmm. No.
But does that mean believe.
Right? Does that mean that it's going to happen without any problems? Absolutely not. But what he did say is that I will give you your heart's desires. Yeah. And I totally believe that for you. I know it's going to happen. I'm excited. I'm going to keep looking at your inspirational videos because I was looking at them the other night and I was like, wow, I don't even know how I came across you. But I was like, this is really nice. So what I want to do right now, I'm going to give you 1 minute. This is your 1 minute, all right? 1 minute, 60 seconds. Okay. I want you to encourage someone out here, someone who may be listening, who may be having suicidal thoughts, who may feel like they can't make it or they have nobody at all, or somebody who may be sleeping on the top bunk tonight while their mom is on the floor. I want you to encourage them.
Got you. Okay, it's your boy TeflonJohn. I'm on the Keisha Bowling Show. Just want to let you guys know that everything that you're going through it for a reason. You're going through it for a purpose. There's a reason why the zebra has its stripes. There's a reason why the cheetah has, print. And so what I want you to know is everything that you're going through, all the scars that you're accumulating, they are for a reason. And trust me, it's on the other side. If you can make it out, if you can just believe that everything that you're going through is for a reason, everything serves a purpose. If you can hold out, you will see why you went through everything that you're going through. And trust me, God is with you. God is with you. You know what I'm saying? Don't believe the hype saying that why would God allow you to. God is allowing you to go through that because he's trying to build you. During that building process is one of the most uncomfortable building processes that you will ever go through because God is going to actually use things to break you down and help mold you and build character. But do not give up on who you are. Know who you are. Have self-awareness. Know who you are. Know why you're doing what you're doing. And make sure that reason make sure that your why is big enough to sustain you through the adversity of your life. If you know why you want to do it, never forget why, and you'll push through and you'll be able to make it.
Wow, amazing. I took that for myself. How can the listeners find you? Where can they reach you?
Okay, so you can visit my website at www.iamteflonjohn.com. That's spelled JOHN. You can hit me up, facebook.com/realteflonjohn, spelled JOHN. And you can email me at iamteflonjohn@gmail.com, spelled JOHN.
Y'all heard it here. Teflon John, spelled JOHN. Right here, you guys, on Keisha and Company. He's going to come back. Are you going to come back? You can bring some fitness stuff.
I'll come back in an hour.
Look, I know, right? Listen. I've been talking about getting myself together, my body and stuff. So you got to help me out here.
Okay.
That'll be nice. I got to get me a regimen going on here. Stop drinking these sodas.
Yeah, but it's one muscle that's responsible for every muscle in your body.
What's that?
And that's your mind.
Right here. That's right here. So I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on it.
Yeah.
But listen, I appreciate you coming here today.
You.
I cannot wait for you to come back. You guys, I need you to download Radio 434 if you do not have it. Make sure you tune in to our next show. And as always, we are empowering you to live your best life now.
God's plan.
Sing it.
That's what it is.
Go ahead.